Hello, and welcome to the Baker's Dozen of TwainFest 2020. Today, we take a look at those people who turn themselves inside out, quite literally, in some cases, for others. I mean, of course, our mothers and fathers. I was a good boy, though that was not my mother's entire recollection. As for my father, when I was 14, I could not believe what a callous and unfeeling man he seemed to be. But by the time I was 21, I was impressed to see how much my father had grown in those 7 years. Well, I hope you enjoy this examination of the relationship between mothers and fathers and their children. You may not be a mother or a father, but we've all got them, haven't we? Enjoy.
The Holdup by Folger McKinsey. 'Twas dusk, and alone on the road I came, whistling the words of a golden name, dreaming and happy and glad to be close to the hearts that were waiting for me. When halt! And in front of my path appeared 2 bandits, minus the mask and beard, but fierce and terrible, brave and bold, as if they would slay me to get my gold. A kiss or your life, outrang the cry, as I went walking and dreaming by. A kiss, or we'll lay you low. We belong to the Robin Hood, you know. A kiss, stand fast, good sir. And I looked at him, and I looked at her, and both together I clasped them tight in the loving hug of a father's right. The highwaymen in Lightheart Dane no doubt are waiting there again in the cloistered suite of the even light. They'll hold me up night after night. They'll bend in the brambles and hide in the rye and leap to the road as I saunter by and gather a forfeit of golden bliss with their ringing cry of a kiss, a kiss. So ho, dear knights of the golden way, go on with the dream of the child heart day. Fill high with danger the little lane to the golden life and the heart's refrain. With gleaming eyes and rumpled hair, leap up from the bloomy ambush there, and take the fee, dear lad, dear lass, as wandering there in a dream I pass. Someday the road will seem so long, so far away in the golden song. And when I come with weary feet to a gray head waiting so silken sweet, 'tis only echo will cry, a kiss, and only the shadows of youth and bliss will hold me up with a shadow scream from the lips of a child in the land of a dream.
The Deer, an excerpt from a legend of the native people of Southern California. One day, mother went away from home and left the babies hanging in their cradles. But thinking that they might come down from their cradles and do something on the sly, she determined to stay close at hand and watch what might happen. So she changed herself into the stump of a tree growing not far away. As soon as she was out of sight, the babies jumped down from their cradles and made themselves little bows and arrows with which they began playing in the house. Then they ran out of the doors to where the mother stood in the shape of a stump. The elder brother hurried past without a glance, but the younger brother called out to him, "Be careful, brother, what you do. I see something strange." "Come on," said the elder brother. "What are you afraid of?" "Come back, I say," repeated the younger. "There is something surely worth looking at here." "What is it you mean?" asked the elder, running back. "Look," said his brother, pointing at the stump. "Oh, that is nothing but the stump of a tree, the sort that small boys use as a mark to shoot at." "If that is so, I'll hit it," said the younger, raising his bow. "So will I," said the elder. Just as they pointed their arrows at the stump, the mother called out to them, "Wicked boys, is that the way you treat the mother who worked and cared for you when you were small and helpless? Just as soon as you grow large, you wish to kill me? The people who came after us will tell the story of the bad boys who killed their mother." With that, she came to them in her own shape and patted them on the cheeks, for she saw that they were angry at her chiding. But they turned their heads away and would not listen to her. Instead of mother, they called her Señor Hutch, the woman who had been turned into a stump. But she caressed them until they were content again, and she promised to make them bows and arrows and teach them how to hunt. So she sent one to the north and the other to the south to get the right sort of wood to make arrows. In the evening, they came back each with a great bundle of sticks. The mother was very glad when she saw it and said, "The people who come after us will make arrows as I am going to do." So she went to where there was a big pile of ashes and cleaned the wood for the arrows and put them on top of the house to dry in the sun. Next day, she made the arrows from the wood for the little boys. And she told them to go to bed very early that night so they could get up in the morning and go to a hill far away where a willow tree grew, which they must cut down and bring home to her so that she might make them bows. They went as she told them and cut the willow tree and brought it home, asking if that was the wood she meant. "It is," she answered, and she split it in lengths and made 2 bows, one for the elder and one for the younger. That night the boys could not sleep for wishing for the day when they might go hunting. As soon as it was light, they hurried forth and saw not far from their home a big lizard with a blue breast lying on a rock. They were so frightened that they hastened home. "What ails you?" asked the mother. "Have you stepped on a scorpion?" "Oh, mother, we saw a monster covered in scales with a bright blue breast." "Why, that is a thing to shoot for food," she said. So they went and killed it and brought it home. They went out again, and not so far away they saw a big rat building a house, and they ran home as fast as they could go. "What ails you?" asked the mother anxiously. "Have you been bitten by a rattlesnake?" "Oh, mother, we saw something building a house, and it had a great long tail." "Why, that is something that is good to eat." So they went out and killed it and brought it home. Next time they went, they saw a little rabbit, and running home as fast as their legs would carry them, they cried to their mother, "We have seen something gray with a tail that puffs like clouds walking about." "Why, that was nothing but a rabbit, and very good to eat." So they went and killed it and brought it home. Next day, they saw a big hare, and half scared to death, they told their mother that something with great long ears was walking about. "It is a hare, my children, a thing that is good to eat." So they went out and shot it and brought it home. Next day, they went again and saw a big deer, and more frightened than ever before, they ran home to their mother. "Oh, mother, we have seen a thing that is walking about with a tree growing out of its head." "Now, that is a deer," said the mother. "A thing that you must not kill by yourselves, but you must call the people together, and all go on the hunt, and each have a share of the meat. For a deer may feed many, and so many must be present at the kill, so that none is wasted." But the little boys would not listen to their mother, for they were determined to kill the deer by themselves. So the next day they went and chased and killed the deer, and left it lying while they went to tell their mother what they had done. "Come, hurry, mother," said the boys. "Bring knives and cut it open and let us carry it home." Thus, urged by her sons, she followed them to where they left the deer. "I see, my sons, that you have disobeyed me and killed the deer alone, and without anyone else here. We must skin it here and cut it up, for that is the way to do. Bring grass to lay the pieces upon as I cut it," said the mother. And the boys began to gather the grass near at hand. "No, that grass is not good," said the mother. "Go farther off and bring a heap of plants to spread upon the ground." And while the little boys were gone to get the grass, the mother, who you may recall was a sort of witch, stood by the deer and made him come to life again. So just as the boys came back, the deer got up and ran away. The mother told them what she had done, but they did not answer her. They stood there in silence with their arms full of the bundles of grass. For a long time they did not say a word. "What ails you?" asked the mother. "You took a thing for yourselves that should have been for many. Having a thing is not worth the prize if it was won the wrong way."
Getting information out of Pa by Anonymous. My Pa, he didn't go to town last evening after tea, but got a book and settled down as comfy as could be. I'll tell you, I was awful glad to have my Pa about, to answer all the things I had been trying to find out. And so I asked him, why the world is round instead of square, and why the piggies' tails are curled, and why don't fish breathe air, and why the moon don't hit a star, and why the dark is black, and just how many birds are there, and will the wind come back, and why does water stay in wells, and why do June bugs hum, and what's the roar I hear in shells, and when will Christmas come, and why the grass is always green instead of sometimes blue, and why a bean will grow a bean, but not an apple too, and why a horse can't learn to moo, and why a cow can't neigh, and do the fairies live on dew, and what makes hair grow gray? And then my Pa got up, and gee, the awful words he said. I hadn't done a thing, but he just sent me off to bed.
A Boy's Mother by James Whitcomb Riley. My mother, she's so good to me. If I was good as I could be, I couldn't be as good. No, sir. Can't any boy be good as her? She loves me when I'm glad or sad. She loves me when I'm good or bad. And what's the funniest thing? She says she loves me when she punishes. I don't like her to punish me. That don't hurt. But it hurts to see her crying. Then I cry, and then we both cry, and be good again. She loves me when she cuts and sews my little cloak and Sunday clothes. And when my Pa comes home to tea, she loves him most as much as me. She laughs and tells him all I said, and grabs me up and pats my head. And I hug her and hug my Pa, and I love him pert nigh as much as Ma.
Fatherhood by Edgar Albert Guest. How's a little chap to know just the proper roads to go if you never travel with him while he's little, hand in hand?
How's he ever going to learn just what corners not to turn if you never try to tell him so that he can understand?
Who think you will train him rightly?
Who will watch him daily, nightly? Who will take the time to show him just the things he ought to do?
Will some stranger or a neighbor take upon himself this labor, which dear nature has intended as a duty just for you?
Is it safe to trust another, even though he be your brother, to the molding of his future?
Can you watch him come and go?
Can you go on money-making without thought or trouble-taking to discover if he is learning just the things you'd have him know?
There's no fortune worth his splendor, or his youthful days and tender. There's no goal so bright with glory which is worth his happiness.
He's your hope of joy tomorrow.
As you'll find out to your sorrow, if you let him wander from you while you seek your own success.
Let the fame and money go.
Teach him what he ought to know.
You will find a greater glory than the selfish seeker can.
Shape his mind and soul to beauty.
You've taken this up as your duty.
And your age shall glow with gladness when your boy becomes a man.